The idea presented in this entry relates to the labor market, or, to be precise, the efficiency of the labor market, or, to be even more precise, the ease with which employees find employers and employers find employees. For those who find themselves in need of a job, or else in need of a new job, the task of tracking down the opportunities out there is tiresome and time-consuming in the extreme. As anyone who's done a job search in recent years will know, there are now countless online job sites, all with listings of their own. From a handful initially, there are now top 100 rankings for job sites. Beyond this chaotic mess, opportunities of interest might be hiding in any number of other places, from newspapers to online classified sites to industry pages. Oh, and many companies don't even advertise their jobs externally, so it's easy to find yourself tracking a whack of individual company sites too. In the age of big data, this seems an absurdly inefficient way to structure a national job market, and I would submit that something really needs to be done. With the private sector seemingly incapable of moving toward the sort of consolidated search service or services needed, there seems to me a need for action on the part of government. If you've ever searched for jobs in the public sector, in Canada at least, you'll know just how convenient the task is when compared to private sector job searches. When it comes to the public sector, any position that is currently available can be found on a single, searchable government job bank. One needn't look anywhere else because all government departments and agencies are obligated to post all job openings to this job bank. It takes a minute or so to enter your search filters, and then, ta-da, a complete list of all suitable positions. With a view to creating a much more efficient labor market that gets people back to work faster and into positions for which they are best suited, the Government of Canada, and other governments too, should see to the creation of a national job bank to which all employers are required, by law, to list all their advertised job openings. In other words, if an employer advertises a job opening in any way that is visible to the public, if only to its own website, it must, by law, simultaneously post the opening to the National Job Bank. And seriously, Industry Canada could get an order of this sort out in the morning. There's nothing particularly exceptional about it. Governments regulate business in all variety of ways, more intrusive than this. And yet the efficiencies that would flow from this simple policy measure, including as it would every job opening economy-wide, a national job bank of the sort described would be a wonderfully efficient one-stop tool for employment seekers, providing access to every single job opportunity across the country, and a wonderfully efficient one-stop advertising tool for employers. Because let's face it, if a comprehensive job bank were available, every single job hunter would use it, and it alone. An employer simply wouldn't benefit from advertising anywhere else because the job bank would have as its target audience the entire available labor force. If all job listings were to be incorporated into a single publicly regulated search platform, a wide variety of efficiency-enhancing tweaks would be made possible. Among these, rules could be introduced to standardize the terminology used by employers in their job listings, both with respect to the labels used in describing positions and the labels used in describing the tasks associated with positions. Seriously, there's no reason why an ad for a pizza delivery job should promote itself as an associate position in retail sales and marketing. Again, a standardization of terminology would simplify job searching, ensuring that those who are best suited to any given job opportunity will learn of its existence, an assurance that would obviously appeal to employees, employers, and above all, the economy as a whole. Needless to say, any improvement in labor market efficiency can have significant effects upon national economic performance. We're not talking about the bubblegum market here, we're talking about the labor market, the largest market in our economy, by a large margin. Government oversight of a consolidated job bank would also, one hopes, make possible stricter rules governing the advertising practices of employers and employment agencies, and, more importantly, effective enforcement of these rules. It would be nice, for instance, if employers were compelled to keep their job listings current, something that many employers, it seems, are too lazy to do at present. A lot of time and thought goes into the typical job application these days, and to my mind, it is tragic to think of someone putting effort of this sort into an application for a job that no longer exists. I'm inclined to think that many employers would be more thoughtful in this regard if hefty fines entered the picture. Beyond this, regulations might be introduced to bar employers and employment agencies from engaging in deceptive advertising. Few job applicants are aware, for instance, that many ads posted to job banks do not actually exist. Many companies and employment agencies in particular post fake ads to job boards with a view to compiling internal lists of qualified candidates that they can then call upon at some later date to fill some position that might or might not open up. This practice, which, let's be fair, amounts to fraud, is commonplace. Unfortunately, the private owners of employment sites are disinclined to do much about it, since those who engage in deceptive advertising of this sort are quite often their best customers. The list of regulations, much-needed regulations, could go on, but I'll stop there. Only an actor with the power to compel employers to post job listings to a specific single search site has the means to create the sort of consolidated job bank I'm describing. Having said that, if employers are to be compelled to post employment listings to a specific single service, it seems to me unacceptable that this service would be privately owned and operated. Regardless, it seems unlikely that the private sector would be interested in taking up this sort of project, where employer participation is compulsory. One senses that the service would need to be free of charge, both for employers and employees. And absent a profit motive, private sector interest evaporates. In short, it seems to me that government alone has the requisite interest and financial means necessary to create the sort of national job bank I'm describing, to invest the scale of resources necessary to make it an exceptional search platform, and to subsequently maintain this platform on an ongoing basis. Oh, I suppose I should add that were a single job bank to become the sole search tool used by job hunters, and the sole advertising tool used by employers, one tends to think that it would want to evolve into the sole platform used for electronic applications. The synergy here is pretty obvious, and indeed many private employment sites are already exploiting this synergy to the extent that they can, offering employers not just advertising services, but also application processing services as well. There are many reasons why I feel that a single government-regulated employment application platform would serve many benefits to all involved, but, well, I digress. And with that, the end.